Hey you. Couple of days ago, when I gave a Korean gut healing masterclass, there were so many questions that I missed. I just reviewed it today and I was like, oh my god, so many questions. I missed so many questions because you guys are asking me a lot of questions. So I wanted to at least answer some of the questions about Korean gut healing formula, which is open for enrollment now, and it's gonna be closing tomorrow. So at least I can do is answer your questions because you asked so many questions at the live Korean gut healing masterclass I gave you a couple of days ago. So let me go over this. So if you just joined, if you have any questions about Korean gut healing masterclass, type them in as you go so I can answer them for you. But here I'm gonna give a bunch of questions that I got that I didn't even answer during the live. So let me do this again. Okay, so about Korean gut healing formula, would I enjoy the anti-inflammatory gut healing foods? Will it work for you? Yes, it will work for you. Let me give you an example. That had been working for me since 2015. I've been doing Korean gut healing, even I've been eating Korean gut healing food, that anti-inflammatory food since 2015. I've been doing it because, well, I was desperate at first. My skin problem that I had, the dermatitis that I suffered for 3 decades of my life since I was a child, was out of control in 2015. That steroids stopped working. So my face was raw, my scalp was just flaky and red, and my face was just puffy and itchy. And I had rashes all over my body a lot, and my inflammation was so bad that my joint and knee pains were really bad. And I have the calf pain. And I was in such bad mood because I couldn't really sleep well. I was just yelling at my husband for no reason. Our marriage suffered and I was desperate. So I found the connection between chronic inflammation and chronic health problems, such as chronic skin problem, chronic joint and muscle problems, indigestion. If you feel bloated a lot, that's a big warning sign that your gut is not happy. So by implementing this, what happened? Just in 2 years, well, this is only the side effect. Okay. I lost 14 pounds in 12 months and never saw it again. And I got flat belly for the first time in my life. And here's the picture. That's the proof. When I show this picture at the health and wellness cooking demo at farmers market, the attendee was like, well, you're skinny before. So let me show you what I really look like back then. All right, so that's me. I was the one of the fattest girls in high school out of about 2,300 people in high school. So that's how far I've come. What did you eat and drink? Hope, that's your, oh, I love that. Hope. What did I eat and drink? That's what I'm gonna go about in depth in Korean gut healing formula. But in a nutshell, I ate food that lowers inflammation in the body and supports the gut, such as kimchi, but not just regular kimchi, because nightshade has the potential to really increase inflammation in the body, especially if you have suffered from your chronic illnesses like I had. I had dermatitis for 30 years. Hello. And my mother had severe back pain. So we had to initially move Korean red pepper flakes out because nightshade has component to increase inflammation in the body. So initially we took them out, but well, I'm eating it all again. So how I have gone about is all gonna be in Korean gut healing formula. So and drink is very important. Drink is even more important than eating in a way because we drink more than we eat, right? I hope. So I'm gonna give you super drinks list that I use when my inflammation goes crazy. Sometimes it does because, well, I've been experimenting this since 2015. So, a lot of this anti-inflammatory diet regimen, the introduction phase can be very, very rough. I've experienced it personally, and a lot of people that I started with in 2015, a lot of them are stuck there. And food allergy usually skyrockets. I was stuck in there too. After doing it for 3 years, when I ate a cookie, I was in bed for 3 days. Well, now I'm eating fish and chips with my husband and drinking beer over the weekend. No big deal. But I'm gonna give you all the shortcuts I've developed over 6 years in Korean gut healing formula. So I cannot give you in the nutshell, but I was just trying to distill the information. But that's what you're gonna get in Korean gut healing formula. I have inflammation in the body, so I'll be watching and taking those. Okay, that's awesome. So that's good. So here's the thing: what you eat and what you avoid. What you eat is one part. That's very important. What you avoid just is as important because okay, Julia, I did not know that I have same problem. I have gastroenterology, which is helping me. Okay, um, gastroenterology. That's good. Julia, I'm glad that's helping you. That's awesome. So here's why it's a formula. Let me give you a little bit, go a little bit deeper. So after 2 years, after doing it for only, when I looked at the anti-inflammatory diet chart at first in 2015, I was like shaking my hand, like there's no way I could do it. And I couldn't. But I was so desperate because my inflammation was so bad. I was just ashamed to go out in public. My face was red and my scalp was just raw and smelly. And I got so much pain in the body. And when I ate, they were just like, man, there's like something going on there in the gut. And of course, I used steroids for 3 decades, which was devastating for my gut. So I, in turn, so I used only few things at first. I took out one of the most highly inflammatory stuff, which could be, I'll just give you some here, dairy and wheat. But not all dairy is the same, not all wheat is the same. That's what I found out over the years. That's why I'm eating a cookie again when I want to eat it. So, but that's a long thing I can explain. I can't explain in a nutshell because well, it's been taking me over 6 years to figure it out. Okay, so 2017, I got such great result after I was removing those just few potent, highly inflammatory foods. Just after a week, I could see the difference on my skin, and I was just like stoked, and my energy improved. So that was awesome. So, and I was all in, and I was able to remove because I still have this, lingering joint problems and feeling bloated, and I've lost my bowel movement a few times. I know it's not a conversation starter. Very embarrassing, but it's true. People who have got problem doesn't have control over their bowel movement, and I was one of them. And it scared me to go out in public because, like there's no restroom nearby. I got anxious. It's just things are bad. Um, Hello, Julia. Okay, so here's the. Thank you for that, Julia. That's awesome. So here's the. So I implemented the whole anti-inflammatory diet regimen, removed whole and removed the highly inflammatory foods, which was a lot. If I give you a list here, you'll be like, "Son, is crazy. How did you do that?" I was desperate. That's how I did it. So I did that for 2 years, and my mom had severe back pain that she couldn't stand up straight in the morning for a couple of hours when she woke up in the morning. It was 2017, and I was in it for 2 years, and she knew I was onto something because she stopped sending me steroids, mailing it from Korea to in the United States because I was doing freelancing, working on blockbuster films in Hollywood back then. So I was overworked. I was tired. I so she was, and I was also working on Hungry Gopher. And my mother saw that I didn't have to use steroids for the first time in my life in 30 years, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And when she told me that her inflammation was so bad that she went to a gynecologist, and she and the gynecologist literally had to chisel some things out of her because her inflammation was so bad. I knew we had to do something, and I knew it would work because, well, don't just believe my word. Look at Dr. Google. Find a look up the connection between chronic inflammation and gut health and chronic illness connection. It's and you'll be surprised how much chronic illness is coming out. Well, first, what does inflammation look like? It's red, raw, and uncomfortable, painful, right? It's swelling. Well, you have all that, right? If you have joint and muscle pain, if you have indigestion, if you have gastritis problem, diabetic is one of those, chronic inflammatory condition, and even cancer and heart problems. So that's why it works such a wide range of things. So I had my mother just taking a few stuff out of her diet that was highly inflammatory, and she was well enough flying from Korea to the Southern California that I live here, that she actually got better. Like we tried it for 30 days together, full-on anti-inflammatory foods. Then it was amazing. Just after a week, her energy soared and she started smiling again. And I didn't see her smile for a year or more back then. And she was smiling again. That was amazing. So that was 2017. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. This is why my formula is different from any other anti-inflammatory food regimen, because I have very unique experience. In 2018, after doing this anti-inflammatory gut healing diet for 3 years, in 2018, I got so sick with lupus-like symptoms. Yep, that helps too, Julia. That's a good thing. That I got so sick. I was too sick to work for 18 months. This is, if you have been following me for a long time, this is where you didn't see me on Hungry Gopher, because I was simply too sick to work. I went to see all kinds of doctors out of desperation. I was eating so clean then, I didn't even know what I ate, but I was desperate because I was too sick to work, and I was exhausted when I was walking from just downstairs to upstairs. And I went to see all kinds of doctors, both west and east. I got acupuncturist. I went to see internal medicine doctors. Nothing changed. Nothing changed for 9 months. No needle moved, even though I was eating the cleanest. I even stopped drinking because I was so tired. I felt like I was already drunk, so I didn't have to even drink. I didn't even know I could stop binge drinking over the weekends or like end of the day to relieve my stress. And when you get that sick, you don't even have to drink because you feel like you're drunk all the time. That's how tired I was. So what happened? This is what I found out. That when you're on that very restrictive diet for a long time, prolonged time, if you're hyper alert about it, if you're always worried about what you're eating, because it has huge impact on your body, you found that out. I found that out when I ate a cookie. I was in bed for 3 days. When I ate a piece of tomato, I was walking with a limp. So I removed those from my diet. Everything that has sort of little bit of inflammatory thing scared me because it made me so sick. It felt like someone picked me up and twisted in my back. So what I found out is this. When you think about it this way, let me show this thing. Okay, so it's all about epigenetics. Your genes are here, you're here, environment is here. So epi means above, means you're above your genes. You're not the victim, but you can actually change the expression of your genes by how you're setting up the environment for you. Some genes that might express disease, you can actually suppress them by implementing helpful stuff, such as eating delicious Korean gut healing food. And when you do that, it has the power to suppress the genes that express disease, and you'll turn on the genes that express health. This is how I got off steroids that I relied on for 3 decades for my chronic skin problem that I had since I was a child. And this is why my mom reversed her chronic back pain that the doctor told her she had 2 options because she was old and sick lady, right? Back then in 2017, not 2018, I mean, Not anymore. She's like bobbing around. She's vital. I don't know if you guys seen the video that I posted, the recent video I recorded her. She's giggling and laughing like a little girl. It's awesome. And she goes hiking with her friends. They're like 10, 20 years younger than she is. She doesn't want to even hang out with her friends there at the same age anymore because they're just sick and tired, right? So, but how could she do it? Because she implemented the formula to turn on the good genes and suppress the genes that might express disease. That's why it's working such broad spectrum. So if you have any questions, type them in so I can answer them for you. Last master class that I gave a couple of days ago, I missed so many questions, so I'm doing this again so I can answer some of the questions, but here it is. So here's the thing. If you haven't started you're just thinking about starting gut healing anti-inflammatory diet. Diet is not the word because it's a really fierce. I eat like a sumo wrestler. So then you're only doing a part of what's in the environment, the food. What I'm gonna give you in the formula is all the other stuff. Community, also fun is a great way. Did you know the laughter is actually wonderful for your heart? Lowering inflammation in the body because it shifts hormones in the body that some cardiologists actually use laughter to treat the heart symptoms. Crazy, right? But that's true. And I'm gonna give you the secret formula that I developed, how I am enjoying fish and chips again. And whenever I eat it, I just go out and eat, right? Because like I just sidetracked. Let me go back there. So there's you here. So what's happening? You're the center of everything. You can control everything that goes into your body and also how you eat it. Also, you can teach your immune system not to overreact. What happens is this. A lot of people that I've seen, and a lot of people are stuck there that after having such great result, losing 40, 50 pounds, and reverse their, I've seen some crazy stuff, reversing their MS, they're walking again. I've seen some crazy stuff. When they see that, they see the power of food, right? And when you get afraid of certain foods so much, you're not thinking this way because, well, think about this. When you eat most healthiest food, let's say kimchi, you eat that having an argument with your partner, your gut just turns upside down, right? So it's not what you're thinking, but it's all in the background that you gradually teach your immune system to be hyper-reactive. That means your immune system, think about your immune system as a security guard. You want your immune system to be calm and collected. And when there's a threat, real pathogen comes in, you want it to fight and put out the inflammatory chemicals to fight for you. For example, if you have a flu, you get sick for a few days, right? Great, because that's when the pathogen is real there. That's when your immune system, you want it to defend you. But if you gradually train your immune system to be on hyper alarm, your security guard never gets you rest. So what happens? Anything look-alike or anything remotely looks like a threat, it starts sending out alarm, and that's when you're stuck in chronic inflammation. That the chronic inflammation, so I've seen so many people stuck in there. That's why look at some of the people who eat most healthy food for decades on end, and they end up with cancer. Why is that? So think about that. So this formula, the Korean gut healing formula, will not only give you what to eat and what to avoid, and quick and easy recipes with the ingredients they can readily find in your grocery store. And I'm also gonna give you the links to online shopping, so it's also convenient for you if that's what you like. I'm gonna give you the whole formula, the distilled information that I made overcoming my lupus-like symptoms that I couldn't work. I was too sick to work for 18 months because, well, I was too sick to work for 18 months. And no one knew what it was. My blood work turned out perfect. But body doesn't heal on its own. It does not. It only heals when you set the environment up, that when you trigger all the good genes up and suppress the bad genes that might express the disease. That's when you heal. That's when the healing comes from. I've met one of my friends has had, her mother got back surgery. Well, great. That worked for a while, right? Now she has another problem, stomach problem. And I see it over and over again. When you're just curing, it's like duct taping. You're fixing one thing, then, well, it goes somewhere else because your body, think of it like this way, your body is a whole network. It's like a spider web. It pulls down one thing, you put duct tape on, it looks like it's fixed, but it's not. It's gonna go somewhere else. So, well, that's how I overcame my lupus-like symptoms, that I was too sick to work for 18 months. And now, well, I've been learning surfing during the pandemic, and I got energy to give you this good proven formula to guide you. So if you're ready, if you want to go more in depth, and just type in questions as you have them so I can answer them for you. This special offer will close tomorrow. Let me see. So it's, when does it close? It closes, all right, let me see. It closes 1 day in 5 hours. So it closes. It's a very, very special offer. It'll be highly interactive, and I'm gonna give you the distilled step-by-step information, nitty-gritty details of the system I've developed over 6 years. It's proven not only by me, but by my mother and my students as well. I mean, just look at YouTube comments. Some of the comments, a lot of feedback that I got just by implementing little nuggets, people are getting amazing results. So look at that. So this formula is gonna hold your hand, step-by-step guidance, and I'm gonna walk you through it for next 30 days. You're gonna have weekly delicious, quick and easy recipes delivered in your inbox, and I'm gonna give you a sample meal plan to inspire you, and also a lot of shortcuts and hacks I've developed over 6 years. Well, because like I said, body doesn't heal on its own. You have to trigger the healing mechanism in it. When you do helpful stuff, your good genes will turn on, and that's why I'm healthy again. So this is limited time offer. The offer is gonna go away at midnight tomorrow. So you have very limited time, and they fill up pretty quickly. It's a very, very small exclusive class. Well, it's not a class, it's an adventure, because class is not fun. We're gonna have so much fun. So this is offered at very special, crazy good deal at $497. I personally spent $8,000 to overcome my lupus-like illnesses, being mentored from my mentor, Dr. Mario Martinez, who's 2 times New York Times bestseller. So, all right. Okay, so if you're ready, come join me, and I'll give you 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like it for some reason, within 30 days, I'll give you, just email me. I'll give you money back. That's how confident I am. I'm putting this out there for you at a very, very amazing deal, because I know as the pandemic is opening up, your gut health is crucial for your health, because immune system and gut health is like this, best friends. Why? Because 80% of your immune system is located in your gut. If your gut is not healthy, you're just not getting healthy, period. That's that simple. Look it up, dude. Look at Google, Dr. Google, and see the connection between chronic inflammation, gut health, and chronic illness connection, and they'll blow your mind. So, okay, let me answer some of your questions. Do you ship to England? Which do I ship to? No, I don't ship to England, but I have one of the things I'm gonna share with you. It's a quick and easy kimchi recipe, right? So you need customized kimchi. I don't know if you have certain health issues, then I'm gonna give you a quick recipe that literally take you 10 minutes to make with the ingredients you can find in the refrigerator. I can bet you money on it. It'll take only 10 minutes, and it's called water kimchi. My health and wellness cooking demo calls it probiotic shots because they just love drinking the juice and eating the veggies as well. But that's the nickname for it. And I'm gonna give you a really simple recipe for that, so you can make it at home. It'll get you a lot quicker than me shipping it from SoCal to England now. So it'll be it'll be wonderful. But kimchi is important. It's part of it. But by just eating kimchi, you're not gonna get long-lasting results you want. You have to know what to eat and what to avoid and how to implement it in your daily life. Even your busy schedule is busy. I mean, look at me. I'm really busy. I've been doing like I've been giving you live webinar last Saturday. I'm doing this now. Like I am busy, but I eat really well. Like look at my skin. I used to have raw red skin that just looked like grandma without using steroids for 30 years, and that's the power of it. So yeah, so join me. I would love for you to join me. It's gonna be very super dynamic, limited, interactive course. So I can handle every member who joins. That I can walk you through step by step because I know what it feels like when you don't know what's impacting your body anymore. You're just so sick and tired of being sick. I was there for 18 months, and you know what? What has changed it? Like after 9 months of undiagnosed mysterious lupus-like illness, um, that my husband asked me to like, hey, hon, like you wanna go our upper Weatherford, which is like our backyard upper part, but that we didn't have a budget to put the stairs yet, so I had to climb the loop. And after 9 months, I just didn't know what I was capable of. I didn't know if I could climb up the rope, and I'm looking at it and I go, well, I don't know if I can climb up the rope. But I didn't tell him because I didn't want him to worry. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Of course I can do it. And I climb up the rope, and I was just exhausted. And I just laying on the grass. I just fell asleep. And I woke up, and my husband was planting the pot at the raised bed, and I just cried. He was just so happy that I was just there laying like a corpse, and I was just like, all right, like I'm worthy of getting better. I'm worthy of investing in myself and getting better. And that inspired me to get certified from, I don't know if you can see it, 2 times bestseller, 2 times New York Times bestseller author who's an expert in immunology, that I spent $8,000 to get certified while I was getting better. So I can teach you the proven science combined with my experience. Not only my experience, but proven science. So um, thank you. I receive your virtual hug. I feel your love. Thank you. So this will be super fun, super exciting. And I can't wait what you see with this. Thomas is the one who was at the live class, and he already joined, and he's already bobbing, and he's like making kimchi. He's like, I love it. Like it's the online shopping is so convenient, and he's just so excited already, and I can't wait what changes it makes in his life. I mean, in just course of 30 days, probably less. And I saw my mom just doing it after a week. Her energy soared and her mobility increased, and she was laughing. She was laughing. It was awesome to see. So join me. If you join me, the course will be closed. This exclusive offer will close tomorrow, end of tomorrow. So if you're still you're still contemplating, just ask any questions here. It might be your last chance, because what do we have here? Let's see. We got 1 day, 5 hours left. So that's what we got. So if you have any questions, ask me your questions, and let me go to the list, see if I missed any questions. Last masterclass I gave, I missed so many questions. I was like, oh my God. So I'm gonna read all through this and see if I'm missing any questions, but okay. Okay, kimchi is fermented, which is very good. So, okay, you guys don't have specific questions yet, then ask me as you have them. But there are so many questions. Let me just answer some of them that came earlier, which I missed. How long would it take for me to see the result? That's an excellent question. Very, very good question. So it depends on how well you implement it and where you are at your health. But what I saw is when I took out top two most highly inflammatory foods, I saw the difference in my skin just in a week. That's how powerful this is. And when I had my mom try the full on, because, well, she couldn't stand up straight when she woke up in the morning for a couple of hours. That's how bad her back pain was. Um, oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna go back to you. All right. Hope I saw you. I'm gonna go back to you. That's a really good question. Okay, so for my mother, it took a week to see the difference in energy. Her energy surged and her mobility increased. She was doing jumping jack after a week, and I was like, holy. And after 30 days, when she went back to Korea, her pre-diabetic was gone. Like it blew my mind. And of course, she had more energy than ever before, and she felt vital. And she had a lot of like acid reflux problem. She vomited a lot. That was minimized so much. And when I talked to her just about a month ago, she went on a regular checkup in Korea. You know, that little thing they put the camera in there in your gut. Her gastritis problem was gone. Her doctor told her that, oh my God, what did you do? Your gut looks so clean. And her doctor warned her so much before about like, man, you got that problem going. You gotta fix that. So that's how powerful this is. Okay, please tell us about water kimchi. Okay, what water kimchi is? It's a less known kimchi outside of Korea, but it's a very common kimchi because there are more than 100 different types of kimchi in Korea. This is the simplest. It's you cannot fail this kimchi. That's why I'm always giving demo of this kimchi when I give a demo of health and wellness cooking, because you can't fail. Even if you have never made fermented food, you're afraid to leave food at room temp. I understand. If you haven't grown up in the household where they leave food at room temp, I understand. But the water kimchi is a large, let me see if I can find it, large liquid base of kimchi that you can, that you put whatever veggies you want. And it takes literally just like 6 ingredients or less. You can literally make it just with onion, salt, water, and a little bit of sugar, because lactobacilli bacteria that probiotic that you pay a lot of money for, there are a lot of the living guys that turn the sugar into lactic acid. That's why the kimchi is tangy. There is no vinegar there. That's why it's tangy. That's the proof of that. Oh wow, that's full of probiotic. That's really good for you. So that is water kimchi, and that's super refreshing. And I didn't know the power of a kimchi until I talked to one of my kimchi master course students, and she was running a bed and breakfast in Wisconsin. And she said, oh my God, every time I serve this, all my guests loves it. Who doesn't even know what kimchi is? And it's usually like they empty the whole bowl. And that's when I knew the power of it. And they was like, all right, I'm up to something here. And that's when I started giving demo about it. And the people are just like raving it. They're just loving it. And my husband makes cocktail with it sometimes. Sometimes I do that. And one of my kimchi master course students pluck out the like a radish and put her on Philly cheese steak. And that's how she likes to eat it. And she eat it as a snack. And she says it really helps her to have that in the refrigerator because it's really tasty. She just like wants to eat it and it fills her up. So she doesn't crave for like sugary starch stuff. But even the sugary starch stuff that you can eat, what sugary starch stuff you can eat, because I got a little sweet tooth too, and I love sugary starch stuff, especially starch stuff. So I'm gonna give you like chewy gooey recipe that is super delicious, easy to make, with easy to find ingredients in Korean gut healing formulas. So if you're ready to go deep dive in it, I'm gonna hold your hand in there. So sign up now. If you don't enroll, I don't know when it's gonna be available again. It's the best offer and the amazing crazy deal. So you're not gonna see offer like this for a long time. So enroll there, and here's the link here. Okay, and there's okay. So I answered about the water kimchi. Okay, I'm getting better answering. All right, I'm getting better answering. How long did it take for you, Julia? Is it true the ginger helps with blood? How long did it take for you? Okay, Julia, you have to elaborate that, be a little more specific. How long did it take for me to see the results on my skin, or reversing my lupus-like mysterious illness? Which one is it, or both? And I'm going to answer the next question. Is it true ginger helps with the blood? Yes, it does help a little. Because think about it this way, like our ancestors, this probiotic got such spotlight past, I don't know, 5, 6 years or so. Like about 5 years ago, when I was invited to this natural food expo as a social influencer, I attended this awesome probiotic, like gut health seminar that a French scientist threw. And he put it this way. He said, science, we're just barely just touching the surface of it now. But your body innately knows, because the symbiotic relationship we have developed with this gut health bacteria, the living things, we also call them probiotic, that our relationship has been evolved more than 150,000 years, because Homo sapiens have a history of 150,000 years. Think about that. So you may not know, but there's a lot going on there in your gut, that they're hugely intelligent. So the ginger, yes. So I went sideways. The ginger helps you. So why people get ginger? Tasty, right? But also it's anti-inflammatory. So who drank ginger tea when you have like a little cold? Your mother will make a little ginger tea for you because you suit your throat. That means it's lowering inflammation in the body, right? So ginger, yeah, herbs are excellent for your health. So things like that has been used for a long, long, long time, right? Our ancestors know. So here's the thing. I've gotten these questions, why some Koreans get sick with eating all this Korean, healthy Korean stuff. Well, what did I tell you here before? I don't know if you put it together, I'm going to put it for you. The important part is you got to know what to eat. That's only one part. You got to know what to avoid. See, there's like seesaw there, yin yang, balancing. You got to take out highly inflammatory stuff and put in gut healing stuff that lowers inflammation in the body. That will be one of the fastest way reduce inflammation in the body. What do you get when you lower inflammation in the body? Well, relieve joint and muscle pain. You're just fat melts away. That's how I got flat belly for the first time in my life. When your body heals like that, your body finally has time to build. My husband was amazed that my hair came back. When I started Hungry Go For in 2014, I used to put makeup here because my hair was thinning, but not anymore. Look at my hair. My hair is like seaweed. I'm like, I can't believe kimchi actually turned into hair. So, Koreans eat, if you look at, I don't know if you're into Korean drama and stuff, if you look at what they eat a lot of junk too. A lot of Western influence is there. So the diet has changed dramatically. It's not only the category of food, taking out highly inflammatory food. Let me put it this way. Meat, right? Some people say that meat is bad for me. Meat has a huge potential to be bad for you, because most of the meat that we eat is factory farmed. Factory farmed animals never move, number one. Moving is detoxification. Walking is anti-inflammatory, right? But the cows never move, they're locked. And they eat GMO, vegetarian fat, right? Means GMO, corns and wheats. Your body hasn't seen GMO. It's very, very new to your body, and your immune system goes haywire if you eat a lot of it. So it's not only the category of food that matters, but also quality of food that matters even more with my experience. So that's what I'm gonna go deep dive in Korean gut healing formula. So ginger does help in a nutshell. Okay, so result. Okay, Julia said result. How long did it took for me? Okay, so depending on when I had chronic skin problem that when my steroids stopped working after 30 years of using it, my rawness of the skin and joint and muscle pains dramatically reduced after just a week. And I was tracking it crazy, so that I knew, and it really worked. I was amazed. That's why I got all in, not removing just a few stuff such as wheat and dairy, and I also removed a lot of other stuff. So, but there's a continuum. Your body will always, nothing is ever still. When it comes to health, by observing my students and my mom and myself, when it comes to health, nothing is ever still. You either improve and continue to heal, or your health dwindles slowly but surely. When I when my food allergies got skyrocketed, eating a cookie means I was in bed for 3 days bad. In 2018, I should have picked it up. There was a huge signal. I missed it. That's why I gradually got sicker and sicker, and bam, what happened? I was just bedridden for 18 months because I came down with lupus like illness. But overcoming lupus like illness took a little bit longer because back then I already unintentionally, subconsciously trained my immune system had learned to be hyperreactive. So meaning that my security guard was so tired, anything looks remotely dangerous, it keeps shooting out inflammatory stuff. That's why I was so tired. One of the sign of that your gut health is not good is you're tired all the time. That's a red flag. You're not supposed to be tired all the time. When you rest, you should feel rejuvenated. You should feel energized. When you eat, you should feel good. If you feel bloated after you eat, that's a big warning sign. So when that sign is more subtle like that for you, that's what I'm talking about here. So you don't have to experience like I have that doing, like spending 18 months in bed, like it's bad. And when you don't know what's impacting your body anymore, and all doctors tell you like your blood work is perfect, and like, but I was exhausted. I couldn't walk. I barely walked from downstairs to upstairs. Like then you just you're just stuck there, and it's just sad. It's just sad. So, did you true seaweed soup helps on your gut? Great question. Okay, here's a great opportunity for you to talk about quality. Okay, seaweed, sea vegetable has a lot of minerals and antioxidant that can help you. And also, that's why the ocean is big, right? A lot more massive ocean than the land. So we are designed to eat a lot of things from the sea. Sea vegetable is excellent for you. But here's the quality again. But a lot of sea is contaminated, right? Polluted. Then if you're eating food, even though it's good for you, it can be good for you. If the quality is not good, that's not going to help you very much. It can help you in a small dose, but if you keep eating that over and over, it can actually hurt you. So here, that's why it's my formula is a formula. It's a system. You gotta know all these nitty gritty details, and I mean, yeah. So hopefully that answered your question. Okay. So if you wanna join now, join Korean Gut Healing Formula. It's an awesome exclusive offer, and it's gonna expire tomorrow night. So I can honor people who have already joined, and they're excited and they're bobbing, and I love working with them, and like it's so fun and exciting, and it's delicious. It'll be super cool. All right. So let me answer some of the questions that came in because, okay, all right. I'm too busy. What if I miss the weekly live group? Okay, Julia, also, if If I answered your question, if you have more questions, just ask me. I did my best, but we got the limited time here. So I'm too busy. What if I miss the weekly live group gut healing consultation calls? Not a big deal. You are covered because you're gonna get all the files within the 48 hours. If you have questions, you can email me. I can even make a little video for you to answer your specific questions because everybody's a little different. You're a unique being. Just by taking one food chart and implement it, you might get some results. But I've seen so many of my comments, most comments I get is, I've tried this diet, I had success, but I'm stuck again. I'm in so much pain. My digestion is terrible. My gut doesn't absorb nutrition, and that means you're stuck there. Something is not working. So you need that one-on-one individualized guidance, and I'll give you that. And you get quick and easy recipes in your inbox delivered every week. And we have group consultation throughout the week. It's weekly. If you can join that, you get all the recordings and you have access to it. Once you have this formula, it's not only for you, it's for your family, and it's for a lifetime. My husband just went to a pool party that our friends threw, and they're coming from out of town, so they rented a house, nice house with a pool. And this is what he said. He said he's proud to go to the pool party for the first time in his life. You know why? Because, well, this man has been with me for, I don't know, like 15, 16 years now. He was quite a heavy guy. I think he lost like 40, 50 pounds. We joke about like how he lost a box of wine and more. He looks like a different person, and it changed him. He walks during the day with his shirt off in the neighborhood, something he never even imagined probably. And when we were for many years, he was just kind of hunched over because he said he wanted to look small because he felt bad. And look at him now. Like, it changes my family member that he said he was proud to take his shirt off at a pool party. I'm like, way to go, my man. Like, so it's not only for you, it's for your family and the people that you know, the people in your life. And this is how I helped my mother who has a severe back pain. And I had no idea that my chronic skin problem that I had since I was a child would help my mom's back pain 30 years later. So I had no idea. What about buckwheat noodle? Okay, so buckwheat noodle could be very good for you. Buckwheat has a long history of being used in Asia, and I love buckwheat noodle. But here's the personalization again. That depends on where you are, Julia. If you're highly inflamed, if you have minor chronic inflammatory condition, like your skin flares up a little, you got just a little bit of joint and muscle pains, and it's just a little bit uncomfortable, but you're okay mostly, then it's probably good to eat them now. But if you have highly chronic inflammatory conditions, like you feel bloated all the time, you have weight problems, especially around the belly, you're constantly tired, so you always crave for like carbs and sugar around 4 o'clock. I mean, who's been there? I've been there many times. And you have to drink at night or over the weekends just to relieve your stress. Old age is a big red sign. And I mean, especially if your mobility is down. If you, like my mother was, that if you had severe back pain, that you cannot stand up straight for a couple of hours when you woke up in the morning, then things like that, the severe chronic inflammatory condition, if you have it, you might have to temporarily remove it. But in the formula, I'm gonna teach you how to safely introduce it without unintentionally teaching your security guard, your immune system, to be hyperreactive. No one talks about this. No one talks about this. That's why this formula is unique. Well, actually, someone talks about this. My mentor, 2 times New York Times bestseller author, he talks about this. He doesn't even directly talk about that. I learned it through our private sections and getting the mentorship, spending $8,000 getting certified for you guys, so I can teach this with the proven science combined with my experience. So there is that personalization again. So it's not black and white. It's not black and white. If you have not tried gut-healing anti-inflammatory foods, you hit the jackpot because I spent over 6 years. I started in 2015. I spent over 6 years to formulate this and make it as simple as possible so I can deliver the simplest, easiest, quickest way for you. And it's gonna give you a blueprint and step-by-step guidance and personalized individual feedback. It's gonna be super creative, fun process because your feedback, our coaching, and they'll all be the part of the formula. So it'll be super fun. And if you have tried all kinds of diet, anti-inflammatory, antihistamine, paleo, keto, plant-based diet, vegan, if you're stuck, you got great results, now you're stuck, you don't even know what's impacting your body anymore. You followed all these general guidelines of healthy eating, but you're not getting results, that means you're stuck there. You know how inflammation feels? Well, it's red and raw. It's swelling, it's painful, right? If you have that, when your immune system is not working well, you're tired all the time because your immune system is always working. It never gets rest. You want your immune system to be calm and collective. So when there's no threat, you want it to just rest. That means your body has time to heal. And when there's a danger, you want immune system to be strong and right on to protect for you. So I'll teach you all that. That's why it's a formula in Korean gut healing formula. All right. So let me see if I have other questions here that I missed so many. I can probably go on all night, but I'm going to wrap it up sooner than later. Okay. Where can I get the ingredients? Okay. A lot of people think that you have to get these exotic things driving 20, 30 miles to a Korean grocery store to get this magical ingredient. Daikon radish, let's say. Radish is great for your gut, so eat some radish. So you don't. You know what else is good for you? Not only daikon radish, just regular red radish is wonderful for you. They're just different. So it's all about modifying the recipes and tweaking it to feature to where you live and where your health issues are and your taste. Because if you don't enjoy eating, I mean, what's the point? I love to eat. If you don't enjoy what you're eating, I mean, what's the point? I love to eat. So it's all about satisfying your cravings, not suppressing it. Okay, so that's the recipes will be involved. Quick and easy recipes with ease to find the ingredients. If it's hard to find ingredients, we're gonna talk, or I'll give you the direction that how can modify to inspire you. All right. So another question: is the anti-inflammatory diet restrictive or sustainable lifestyle change? Is it restrictive? Can be very restrictive, but not mine because I've done it for 6 years. And I am eating fish and chips without any problem. I am drinking wine, enjoying my wine, and I go to the party and I'm eating some food over there. And I wasn't like that. So I'm gonna give you all that shortcuts and cheat sheets that I developed over the 6 years. Is it sustainable lifestyle change? Absolutely. It is hugely sustainable. I've been living this way since 2015, and my mom has been implementing this since 2017. So it's very, very sustainable. Okay, I travel a lot of my job, and my schedule is crazy. How can I do this? I understand. I love traveling too. So I have a bonus just to solve that problem for you. You get a simple travel guide for gut health so you can enjoy flavors without compromising your gut health. So, all right, so if you're ready, sign up because the gut healing formula is closing today and 30%, I mean, it's 100% money back guarantee. All right. I think that wraps it up. All right. Bye.